anytime you had a girl in the stands at your games, like we're balling out.
Happy New Year, everybody. Will, I know you and me are getting the new year started off right after a team, southwest of where I am that wears blue and orange just put a beating on the Celtics.
Absolutely.
Our Sooners kind of let us down, but we leave that in 2023, so it's all good. We got a lot to talk about as far as the college football playoff goes. So, Will, you and I actually hung out over the break. Have you recovered from that beating I gave you on 2K?
Man, if I'm remembering correctly, I'm pretty sure. Did you beat me once? I know I beat the shit out of you one time,
Depends who
but
you ask.
that's fair. That's fair. But Colin did beat one of my other buddies, so he did go 1-1 on the night. So don't
Yeah.
think that he left my house 0-2.
I'm 500, so.
Absolutely.
So what do you want to talk about first, man?
And we might as well just cover the Thunder. I mean, it's probably the most recent, like you said, beating the
Fresh,
Celtics
fresh on the
tonight.
brain.
It was just on my okay. The Thunder over the past 3 weeks, they beat the Nuggets in Denver twice, blew out the Timberwolves, which supposedly, they're the best team in the West. Supposedly blew out the Clippers comfortably. Blew out the Clippers, comfortably beat the Knicks, and then we just beat the Celtics. And the Celtics, I believe they were 15-1 when they had all five of their starters. Yeah, they were no match for the Thunder buddies. So shove it, Boston.
Yeah, and the Thunder, they were even up by 10 at one point.
And I went and looked. In the fourth, you said you watched it. I didn't get to watch it,
Mm.
but this looked like Shea had 30 something, but the rest of them were like all in single digits except Josh Giddey. He was like
Yeah.
15 or something.
Josh Giddey had 22 tonight and hit some big free throws late. But I did that fourth quarter. Boston was getting some pretty soft, questionable foul calls there at the end to kind of pull them closer. But one guy we should talk about, as we talked about him in a negative light on this podcast for good reason a few weeks ago. But Josh Giddey's been balling, dude.
He has, man.
He's been balling.
Not only has he beaten the allegations, but he is leading. I wouldn't say leading, but he's hoping Shea and these guys lead their way into a strong push, and he's doing a really good job for his job. I
Yeah.
would say he's kind of a role player as a he's kind of their fundamental point guard when Shea needs a break, but I think he's doing a really good job. But
Yeah.
I'm really proud of him, what he beat personally, because I know a lot of people can't say that, I'm innocent. And way to go, Josh. We were all rooting for you, boss.
Well, and here's the thing too is, it's crazy to think about, but you might just play better when you don't think you're going to go to jail.
Facts.
So,
Facts.
he was probably a little stressed there.
Well, and then on
Fixing
top
to
of that,
blame
you have
me.
to think, like, I don't know how you are, which I'm sure we're the same way, but like anytime you had a girl in the stands at your games, like we're balling out. And so now you have to think of it a little bit. A lot of people don't think this way, Colin. This is why I think I need help. Think of it like this, though. You see a bunch of these, younger girls thinking, oh my God, if he does that there, what if, like maybe he sees me in the stands. So now, Josh is taking notice of all these women in the stands. And so he's gonna start playing better. That's just what I think on it. I mean, if
He,
we're
he he's either gonna, take notice of the hopefully 18 and up women in
hopefully
the stands, or he's sworn off women for a while.
listen, if we keep winning and he keeps doing what he does, I don't care who he looks at in stands. I don't care how old they are. I don't care. As long as we keep
Whoa.
winning. I mean, it's not a crime to look, is it?
I mean,
I don't
no.
think it is. No,
No.
you can look at the menu all you want. You just can't eat the food.
Um,
Nah, that just goes to say like older women. We're just getting a little off topic here. Obviously
right. He can,
we have our priorities right, but
right. But hey, does Shea win the MVP this year?
he should.
He
And if he
should.
doesn't, man, it's something's wrong.
I agree. That dude has been lights out all year long.
You can tell he's just a basketball player. Like he just tools around with the defenders. He's always just playing with them. It looks
Mhm.
like he's playing us out there. He's just dicking with all of them, and he's getting what he wants every time. So
Right. And also, he's gritty too. Like he's leading
hmm
the NBA in steals right now, I'm pretty sure. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not like he's just one of those players who, is in it for himself or just wants to do the flashy things that looks good. Like he does it all, man. And I think that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of true of this whole team. I know Sam Presti won't draft a guy without like interviewing him first, and so that's just how they build that culture and how they're got a great chemistry, a lot of grit, hard work, and I think that's why they've been so successful.
Oh, for sure. And while we're on basketball, Thunder looking really well. But I'll switch it up a little bit, just because we don't touch base on this ever, and we probably won't because we choose not to. We can let somebody else talk about it. We don't care. Girls athletics. Um, Caitlin Clark just hit one of the nastiest game winners I've ever seen, and I just want to talk just for a split second, Colin. What she's doing to girls basketball. And on top of that, we'll cover it in a second, but I don't want girls taking credit for that either because they're not they don't do that, okay? Like I'll send you the video, you can watch it, you'll see it in a little bit. But she plays like a dude, bro. And that's why she's so successful and that's why she's so entertaining to watch. So, I don't know if you keep up with that, but what do you think about that?
I don't necessarily keep up with it. I know that she averages like 30 a game, and I just see her clips on Twitter. I'm pretty sure that the Detroit Pistons are actually tanking to get Caitlin Clark.
they did. I wouldn't be surprised, man. But
Shout out to the city of Detroit for snapping that 28 game losing streak.
facts. And shout out obviously to Toronto for allowing it to happen.
Yeah, that's tough. That's
But
why Canada sucks though.
yeah, that's true. That's
The
true.
only good thing to come out of Canada is SGA and Lou Dort.
Or I mean, if we're talking everything, we can mention Drake.
All right.
But
Well,
but
Drake can get an honorable mention, I think.
Drake can get an honorable mention. That's absurd. but anyways, Caitlin Clark, ridiculous. Go check her out. Just watch her though. Don't watch anything else. You watch anything else, you're gonna be disappointed. Go check out Caitlin Clark, man. She's special.
She is. She's a beast. So, well, is there anything else you want to talk about as far as the Thunder or NBA goes?
Um, no, I don't think so, man.
Right. So, here's where we have to go next. We can either talk about OU letting us down, or we can talk about the Longhorns getting some justice last night.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Colin. I went to bed early last night. I didn't even stay for. I think it was like a 2 touchdown game, and I was
Look,
like, man, it's like I ain't even gonna watch the rest of this.
I don't blame you. Those 7:45 kicks,
It's
that's
tough,
stupid.
man, and
Because
especially coming off a holiday weekend. Like, I mean, I got to recoup.
yeah, and I mean people gotta work. So I know you and me both had to work today. So I mean I was watching that game in my bed and it was like 11:50 when it finally got finished.
Mm-hmm.
But give you a little I don't know if you saw the last drive, but there was so Washington is got the ball with I don't know, there's maybe 2 minutes left, a minute, something left. And they run it. I think Texas had two timeouts, so naturally Texas calling their timeouts, or maybe they had one. But Washington's trying to burn some clock, and on third down, I believe it was, Texas is out of timeouts, right? And they run the ball up the middle, and there's like 50 seconds left, and the running back gets hurt.
Mm. So
So
time stops.
Washington clock stops, yeah, and I think Washington has to burn a timeout because it's under 2 minutes for an injured player or something like that. And so clock is stopped with 50 seconds to go. Washington has to punt. So Texas gets the ball back with like 40 something seconds, no timeouts left, and they're on like their 20 or their 30. And like the second or third play of the drive, Quinn Ewers just throws like a 40-yard bomb, dude.
Mm.
Jump ball, dude catches it. I think with like 15 seconds to go, it was like first and down or first down and 10. I think they could still, it wasn't first down and goal. First down from like the 12-yard line with like 15 seconds to go. Texas had a chance to go win it with like late in the fourth quarter with no timeouts. And they about did it. Like,
I saw the last play
yeah.
in the corner of the end zone. I had seen somebody too had said, if that ball had hit him in the chest, like what happens, But I mean, I'm happy that they lost. I'm not necessarily. I mean, I'm glad they lost because I think Michael Penix got snubbed of the Heisman, and I think it shows. And I think he'll beat the dog piss out of Michigan. I think he'll
Think
throw
so?
for, I think he'll throw for 4 touchdowns, honestly, 4 to 5. I think he's gonna have an insane game. And I think the legend of Michael Penix will be remembered forever.
Well, he threw for 430 last night, which is just absolutely absurd.
Hmm.
But, you know, I Texas, I mean, hats off to him. They had a chance there late, but I'm not one for, openly rooting against teams, but if Texas never won another game, I wouldn't be sad.
Yeah.
So, did you get to catch any of that Alabama Michigan game?
I did. I did. I will say for both of those games combined, I think those are two of the best playoff games we've had in a long time. Both coming down to the final possession. I mean, it was really good. And I think they did a very good job. I'll touch base back on this since we haven't talked about it in a little bit. Florida State should not have been in it.
Yeah.
Hence the score to the Georgia game. I mean,
Look,
it obviously wasn't the same team. So, but anyways, about the Alabama Michigan game, it was a very entertaining game. I was rooting for Alabama just because I love my mind drew a blank, but their quarterback. I'm a big fan of that guy.
no,
Yeah, and so it sucked to see them lose, especially the way that it ended. I mean, obviously he just read it wrong.
yeah,
You
well,
cut to the left, dog. I mean, but it is what it is. So
and the center was having trouble with snaps all
yeah, I
game,
saw
snapping
that.
them
I
low
saw
and
that.
everything. And before I talk about that game, to touch on, Florida State, I was definitely wrong because I thought they went 13-0 conference champs. They should have been in no matter what. But I'll tell you who should be pissed off is not Florida State, but Georgia should be pissed off
That's fair. That's
because
fair.
Georgia goes and puts an absolute beating on Florida State. They've lost one game in 2 years, and it was it's the SEC championship,
Uh-huh.
but Alabama gets in over them. I think
Yeah, and
Georgia should have been over Alabama.
that's something that, I think we kind of touched based on it when we were talking about who got snubbed. We mentioned, yeah, Georgia honestly may have gotten snubbed, but I think
Mhm.
it's obviously it's clear now. And you think though, regardless of who wins the national championship, now you're thinking after the game that Georgia had, like, are they still the best team in college football?
No,
They
yeah.
just didn't get to show it.
And I know me personally, I undersold Georgia all year, but I think Georgia still obviously it doesn't matter anymore, but I
Hmm.
think at the end of the year they were one of the best teams and they probably should have been in over Alabama.
Yeah,
But
which I mean, honestly, though, with the playoff coming to an expansion next year, it really, I'm kind of glad that happened too, though, because now you have to think next year. Let's say, we don't know how playing that many back to back football games is like. You don't see a football tournament like this,
right.
and so I wonder if there's going to be upsets as there is to basketball and stuff, and it makes you think like the best whatever team of this year didn't win. So I mean, it's going to be a lot like basketball, and I think it's great for the sport.
And I think it'll be a little bit like the NFL too, where usually the healthiest team has the
Hmm.
best chance of winning too. So that's
Yeah,
one huge thing you got to think about,
for sure.
or the deepest team. So who you got winning the Natty?
I have Washington winning. I think I'm not sure how well Michigan will do. I'm not a I'm not a McCarthy fan. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm not a fan. I'm just not a McCarthy guy.
Mhm.
But he didn't impress me against Alabama. I don't really think Big Ten teams like that really never honestly impress me. I don't care who they are, whether you're Ohio State or whatever. So I have Washington winning comfortably, and I think Michael Penix has a statement game again, and he writes his name off as one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play college football.
Yeah, I don't think that any of that is, outlandish or crazy to say. I've been on, Michigan and Washington's bandwagon kind of all year, not as far as like rooting for them, but as far as how good they are.
Hmm.
And I think Michigan does it in a way that's like not flashy and they just kind of suffocate you and by the end of the game you look up and you're down by 2 scores. Their
Yeah.
defense is legit. You saw Milrow was being flushed out of the pocket all game. They're just like pressuring him, attacking him all game long. And I think that they'll try to do the same to Penix. I don't know how successful they'll be because that dude's a baller.
Hmm.
But I think Michigan overall is just probably the most well balanced team
That's fair.
we have. But Washington's just so explosive, and they've got probably the best wide receiver core
Mm.
in the nation.
Now,
So it'll be a
I,
fun
I
game to
will
watch.
I will say, like, obviously, like, I wouldn't say the safe guess would be Michigan, but like I would probably the smartest bet would be Michigan. I mean, they are probably the most sound team, but I'm so biased. I want to see Michael Penix go absolutely insane in the national championship. Like
Yeah.
I'm just trying to manifest it and speak it into existence.
Yeah. Well, I could see honestly either team winning it, and I wouldn't be upset with watching
Hey,
either team.
Colin, we gotta. This don't happen often, but we got special guest Bo
What's up? What's
back
up, Bo?
back from the cruise. Back from the cruise.
Dude,
Anyways,
you
we'll
look
continue.
old, dude.
He is getting old, man. He's freaking just got back from a cruise and don't know how to act anymore.
But
He goes on trips every other week, seems like.
word on the street is you're about to have your little wifey.
Is that true, Bo? He says it's getting there. He don't want to, disclose too much information because
Right,
mom and dad watch this, but
right. Well, if he wants to propose on the pod, he get like 80 views. So
80 views, 80 views.
yeah,
But
might be lit.
anyway, so let's touch base on that OU game, man.
All right, let's do it.
We'll go ahead and I'll go first because I trying to think. So we watched it. We went to the OU basketball game, watched it at Hooters, watched it at Twin
Yeah,
Peaks, and then
Will ditch me. Will
we
ditch me, by
did.
the way.
We did. Went to an OU game, basketball, got set really close. And it was awesome. But main thing, I don't really want to talk about the game much. Jackson Arnold, I think he did a really good job, to be honest. And I think all of our problems honestly revolved around on top of the fumbles. I think it was obvious that our offensive line just wasn't there. So I mean that's what I want to keep it as few words as possible without absolutely losing my mind.
Yeah, no, right after the game, I was super, super upset. But I think given some time to think about it, I listened to like Teddy Lehman and Gabe Ikard have their podcast. I don't know if you ever listened to them, but
Mhm.
they talked about how, some of the offensive line stuff was they run a lot of RPO. So like they're gonna be blocking run. And when Jackson Arnold holds the ball too long, like he's just gonna have guys in his face.
Yeah,
So but that'll come with him, understanding the offense better and understanding reads better. But as far as tools go, like that dude's legit still.
he is,
He
man.
still threw for 381, two touchdowns. Jalil Farooq, two fumbles within the 10 while we're driving. If we go up 31-13, I think Noah Fafita gives up. That Arizona sideline gives up. And we just, because that was the end of the third quarter, we would have gone up 31-13, but instead it's like a 15-point swing because we don't get the 7 points. And then they
Mhm.
go for two, so they get eight. And then they're right back in it, man. So, a lot of mistakes. I think the defense is going to be good next year.
Mhm.
I
Now
think
I will say, about Jackson Arnold, the fact that he was able to continue to throw the ball, he didn't shy away from that. It shows a lot, and it's really good that it's our quarterback doing that, not somebody else's. Now I will say on a side note though, if you want to watch an OU football game to the full max, go to a Hooters. Oh my God,
I can't
dude.
tell you the last time I've been to a Hooters,
Oh,
Will.
me neither, man. And I was like, this is gonna be horrible. A bunch of drunk guys, and it was a shady one on the side of I-35, and it was amazing, bro. Like it was great atmosphere.
How's Bo's woman feel about him going to Hooters?
But Bo didn't go, so Bo was on
Oh,
the
oh,
cruise. Bo was enjoying it. Were you on the cruise yet? Yeah. So he was. He. I don't think he cared, to be honest. He had to watch it on the phone,
ah,
and
he's a good fan right there.
Bo said he was very upset on the cruise. So
Understandable.
head tops. So, well,
But
is there anything else on as far as college football that we wanna cover? I mean, I feel like we'll kind of close all of our
no,
thoughts overall in the season next episode once it's
we
all
got
said and
one
done.
last week. I will say this one last thing about Jackson Arnold is Arizona's a really good football team.
They are.
So the fact that he still threw for, 381, his first ever start as a freshman, I think Oklahoma fans have a lot to be excited about.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I think we'll be in good shape. That's all I got on it though. We're gonna end it on a positive note because we've
Absolutely.
already suffered
Absolutely.
enough. All right. So you got some new stuff you wanna
Yeah, so I mean, we're gonna not that we're, keeping them short, but we're we love entertainment, don't we, Colin? And
we do.
so we'll you wanna do the cool on yous first, and then we'll
Sure.
finish with the outs. All right. So I mean,
That
you
works.
know you know the rules, guys. Three cool on yous that cool on yous. If you don't know, it's something that you don't like. So cool on. So, Bo, do you have a celebrity cool on you? You don't have anything. I know you don't like a lot of stuff. So you just give me something you don't like, and I'll go ahead and we'll let the people know. What's something that really grinds your gears? We'll let both think about it. We'll let both think about it, and I'll give you my three. Okay. So my one of my cool on, it actually happened to me at the OU basketball game. Um, if you're in a position where you're touching a screen and you're flipping it around, don't ask for a tip. And if you ask for a tip, I'm gonna hit you in the dick. All right, because you're not doing anything. I had to walk up. I don't even know how many flights of stairs to get up there, then pay $16 for two hot dogs and water, and you expect me to tip you? Are you out of your mind?
And look,
So
I went to the Thunder game on New Year's Eve, went to the concession stand. Thing came out to like $15. Like 5% is like it was like $3, bro.
yeah, no
Like
joke.
a three
And
dollar tip. I'm like,
dude, the saddest thing
bro.
is like I'm going to this rant about tipping people. I end up tipping that guy. I did nothing. He did nothing, and I ended up tipping him two
It's,
bucks just out of
you
the
just
kindness of my heart. So I feel
look.
like if you tip, I'm cool on you, bro.
We gotta start a movement. Like, don't fall into the peer pressure of.
Oh yeah, yeah. Don't do it. And I had that's what sucks. I had my friend right next to me that he ended up not tipping because he doesn't care, but he didn't tell me like, Will, hey, don't do it. Don't tip. Don't do it. He doesn't deserve it. And I was just like, man,
You
I
gotta,
got
you gotta
shafted.
stop. You gotta stop caring what people think so
That's
much.
fair. That's fair.
All
All
right,
right, you got one for us?
mine's very, very specific to a certain group of people,
Oh God.
and it's the I said we were gonna end on a happy note, but the Friday after the OU game, why am I laying in bed and I wake up and open Twitter and it's all OSU fans
Facts.
talking about
Say
OU
it, say
losing.
it louder and the people back to hear,
Look,
dude. My God.
they won their own bowl game, but the only thing I see is them tweeting about OU losing
I
theirs.
mean, it's just and like I had to leave a friend group that the next day, and I wasn't going to talk about it because it's something ridiculously stupid. But I mean, nothing was said. Everybody's minding their own business. Nobody said anything after OSU won per se. Congratulations.
Right.
But as soon as we lose, guess who starts typing in that chat, dude? The one obnoxious son of a bitch all the time, dude. And so it's
They
just like,
can't understand why we hate them so much.
I
They're
mean,
like,
it's just I don't know, man. And I'll credit. I love that guy. I love him. He's a great guy. But when it comes to college football, it's not that deep, bro. It's not. Okay. So, anyways, Bo, do you have one yet? Okay. So Bo's got one real quick. Do
all
you do
right,
you
let's
want?
hear it.
Let's come up. I want you to say it in the mic. I don't want to repeat it. It hits different whenever you say it.
Hello.
What up,
Um,
bro?
I hate.
Hold on.
Oh,
Hold
I'm cool. Wait, what?
on.
It's a metal act. That doesn't make sense to me though.
It's part of the
Okay,
podcast.
whatever. I'm cool on the fact that white shoes get dirty so fast.
That's a good one. That's relatable. They look so
So
they look
here's an
so good
example.
on the shelf, bro.
I got these for Christmas, and they're already old looking, and that bothers me.
Yeah. Look,
And that's what I'm cool on.
you gotta wear them on like sunny days when you know you're gonna be on a lot of like concrete sidewalks. Can't be out in the grass in them.
Yeah, but
No
if you
rainy
take one
days for
step on the
sure.
grass,
Yeah,
it's over.
it is. They do look good in the store, but then once you get them, it doesn't take long for them to be all messed up. It's a great
Very
take,
good.
Bo.
Very good. If you have another one, you let us know.
That's all I got.
So Bo's I'm not gonna say Bo's hateful, but he is very selective to who and what he likes. I will say that
There's
much.
nothing wrong with that.
Um, so anyways, so my second, I'm just gonna do two cool and you Colin because I have, like I said,
Let's go.
I'm gonna focus on the outs of 2024. So I mean, for my last cool on you, man, I to be honest, I am cool on right after you wash your car. It seems like you put off washing your car for so long, and then the day you wash it, what's it do the next day? It rains. So, I mean, until we understand the scheduling of when it's going to rain and when we need to wash our cars, I'm going to be insanely cool on that for a long time.
That's good. Yeah, there's nothing worse, man, than because car wash is the cheapest one you can get. It's $9.
Yep. Unless you do it yourself, then
True.
then we're sitting at a $2. But you got
Yeah.
spots everywhere.
Right. So, no, that's a great take. So, I'll stick with the car theme here. And mine is I'm cool on you if you've got like a big jacked up truck or like a souped up like Mustang or something and you want to rev your engine, bro.
Hey,
Like,
hey, if you have a big truck and you rev your engine, but what does that mean? That's what it means. He said you have a little wiener if you rev your truck and if you got a big truck and you rev it, your wiener is this big.
I mean, you're compensating for something. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
look,
It's
the rest of us, we don't have to drive big trucks or
I think of it like this, and I actually somebody did it earlier. I'm glad you pointed that out. Every time, like those kids in class that wanted to be so funny that would do just the most obnoxious stuff to just be like, "Hey, like I'm here, look at me."
right.
That is those kids that matured and now they drive big trucks.
And half the time, these cars too, they sound just like weed eaters, anyways. I'm
Hmm.
not a car guy. I don't know what a car's supposed to
Like
sound
my
like. I
grandma's
know.
Altima should not sound better than your souped up freaking whatever the hell you want to call it, man.
Right, right. So super cool on that.
That's a great pick. All right, so this is the last portion of the podcast. We're running out of time, but so this is a new thing I saw it on TikTok. So I love stealing ideas and saying I can't came up with them. So we're doing outs for 2024. So those are things that in 2023 we dealt with, but it's a new year, and so we are putting the foot down and we are saying no to these things. Okay. So with that being said, I've got three I'll probably name off. First one, we are out with paper straws. There's no more need for paper straws. Let's go back to plastic.
Yeah. You know, do we really care about the turtles that much?
No, we don't.
No.
There's
When's the last
no. I
time
mean,
you saw a turtle? Let me
every
ask you that.
turtle. I mean, anytime we see a turtle is like on a dirt road at our
Right.
house
He ain't
when
gonna
it's
he ain't,
muddy.
he ain't gonna see he ain't gonna see a plastic straw anyway.
No, absolutely not. He may see a beer can, but that's about it, dog. So, anyways, yeah. Do you have one, Colin, or
Man, I don't. You'll have
I
to
know
say one
I
more. Let me think of one.
That's fine. Okay, so I will for my second one, 2024, and as Colin, you'll relate to this, Bo. I don't know if you have these since your schooling's a little different. College fees. See you later. Don't need you. Don't know why we ever needed you. You're taking our money. It's a scam. I shouldn't be getting fined because I'm having to drive to your damn university.
I think we actually talked about this
We
the other
did.
day when I came
We
over
did.
too. Yeah, very real. Look, I'll totally, I'll come more prepared next time with my, you know, what do
No,
we
that's
call
fine.
this? What
I
do we
was
call this? Leave it.
I came up last second with this idea, and I knew you had stuff to do, and I was like, he's not going to be ready for this. So, but I figured, I'd throw it out there anyway. So that's on me.
No, it's all good. But I'll keep piggybacking on the college thing. And what I'm leaving in 2023 is just showing up to class. So I'm a graduated man.
See ya.
Grad
So, but
like
what about for like us though? Like me and Bo have school in a week.
right,
Do we just
right.
not show
Look,
up?
I'm gonna be selfish on this one. Me personally, I'm leaving that. I'm leaving that in 2023. Just going to
That's fair.
class.
That's fair. That's fair. As you should.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so this last one, I've been thinking about this all day, man, and I'm gonna get a little deep on you for just a second. If you got a problem with it, keep scrolling. But this will be for our 2 to 3 20-year-olds that watch our podcast because I know a bunch of these older people and what relate to them, I don't care. But things that we're gonna leave out in 2024, the saying that if you're in your 20s, it should be the best time of your life. That is such bullshit, and it is ridiculous. These are some of the scariest times, bro. Like for me personally, like financially, like I don't know what I want to do. I ain't got no money. I don't live with my parents no more. Like it's just like I don't have my parents feeding me money for a reason. That's good, but like it sucks and it's scary, bro. So there's like no more of enjoying this. Like in order
Right.
to enjoy this, like you need to have good friends, which I do, but you have to have some sense of, I wouldn't even say I'm not enjoying it. Like you have to have a sense of you don't care what you're gonna do with your future. You know what I mean? But like for us that care about what we're gonna do with our future, this is stressful, bro.
It
This is
is.
not fun right now.
Look, dude,
So we're leaving that.
like you and me talked about, obviously not playing baseball anymore, so working. But I made a budget the other day, and I got
God,
excited today because my groceries were $20 below my budget. So your wins look a lot different when you're
No, absolutely,
supporting
man.
yourself.
I mean, and it just goes to show, like, thank your parents, bro, because I mean, once you hit that age and you're on your own, I mean, it hits you
Scary
like a ton of
hours.
bricks. So,
It does.
but I mean, at the same time, though, I'll try to leave it on a happy note. Make the most out of what you can. I mean, me and Colin are struggling, and look at us, man. We got our own damn podcast, so it's all good vibes out here.
That it is. That it is.
Anyways, Bo, do you have any closing thoughts tonight? Do you want to leave the people with? And do you just want to say anything?
Something.
Okay, go ahead. Bo has something he wants to leave in 2023.
Let's leave armadillos behind because screw them. What do they do? Nothing. So we're done with those. We're done. We ain't talking to them anymore. They ain't coming around anymore.
All right.
But that's it. That's all I got.
And there is Bo Joplin on his debut of the podcast. So, anyways, Colin, do you have anything else that you wanna talk about before we wrap this thing on up, boss?
I don't, man. I think that was had a lot of fun. Great way to wrap it up. Great celebrity takes from the man Bo
The
Joplin
one and
himself.
only, the one and only man. Well, do you want me to go ahead and close it up, or you want to do the honors,
Go
boss?
for it.
All right. Well, it's a pleasure as always having the Colin O'Grady and getting Bo Joplin to even show up one time. But we come off as negative sometimes, and we say funny stuff all the time. But the moral of the story is, love God, love Jesus, have faith, and just do what's right. That's all I got to say. Spreading positivity in 2024. That's all we can do.
Love it. All right. Peace out, brother.
Peace out. No more armadillos.